Okay, well, I still have this TV. This LG 65UH7700. Let's try out some of the games. Let's try out Grand Theft Auto 5 on Xbox One S. This is upscaled to 4K, alright? And it's not true 4K, it's just upscaled. So, let me show you my TV settings that I'm using on this thing right now. Let me adjust my camera right here. Hopefully this is good. Man, I need to buy a new camera. I mean, I need to buy a professional camera. It's what I need to do. For real. I gotta use some of that money to get to like a really good professional Samsung 4K camera. They have them out there, man. They're like 250, 300, man. They're even not that expensive. With a tripod, you get it for 400. So, but let me show you the TV settings that I'm using. Where's my handy dandy? Hold on. My Nintendo. My Nintendo V. My Nintendo V mode. There it is. Alright, let me show you what I did here. Alright, this video, it's really for those who do have this TV. You know, if you, the one that have I almost said KS. I almost said KS 8000 and 9000. If you're the one that have LG 65UH 7700 or even 8500 UH. Now here's the one thing that I have to talk about. Alright, this is one issue that this TV has. It's the edgelit, okay? One big issue that this TV has is the edgelit. See this edgelit background? Like right here when I'm moving it left and right, that edgelit, it's present only when you have like something moving in front of it, like whether it's this pointer on remote. But that's only time when it's noticeable, all right? And it could be an issue for some people, obviously. But let me show you my TV settings here. Let's go back. Let's click on the settings. And here, I'm using a game mode, obviously. And here, this is what I got. Backlit 95, contrast 95, brightness I moved it all the way to 35. My sharpness left it at 12, color is 65, temperature is C10, that's like middle right there. See what we got here. Dynamic contrast off, dynamic color. You know what? I can use dynamic color on. Let's put that on high. I don't mind dynamic color high. Let's keep that on high. Wide gamut, super resolution. Let's keep it at high since I already got the sharpness at 12. Keep that at high. And gamma, I'll put gamma at low, man. Medium, high. High 2. I'll keep it at high 2. Let's see how it is. Okay. And now, let's go ahead and let's play this game a little bit, shall we? Here's the deal. It looks great. It looks great, but I do notice that lag. You know, that lag, it's present. You know what I mean? It's there, but it's not to the point where it's like, oh, I cannot play it. You know, this is definitely not a TV for people who want to play Call of Duty, competitive games like that. I highly don't recommend, you know. But then again, this TV was never aimed for gaming to begin with. It was really aimed for cinema. But it looks pretty good for an Xbox One S, man. I mean, it's not that bad. Let me focus my camera a little bit here. By the way, earlier I was trying to show you a Dolby Vision versus HDR, but look, I cannot show you any Dolby Vision movies because Warner Brothers. I even wrote a letter to Warner Brothers. I was begging them, please, can I just use it as a fair use? Says no. No, they just replied to me like no. It was like automated message, no. I wrote him a letter yesterday. to the Warner Brothers towers, and they send me a reply, no. Just a quick no, automated message, no. They won't let me do it. I have to have like a reason. They have to, it has to be done with their protocol. Like, you know, if you're gonna talk about their movie, it has to be done with their protocol. It means you have to, like, it has to be approved by them, and it has to be done in a certain way where the protocol has to be, you have to be careful what you say, because they don't want to be associated with anything that you say that might represent that movie or damage that movie or the studio. So therefore, you know, I cannot show you Dolby Vision versus HDR. But trust me when I tell you, Dolby Vision, it's more cinematic than the HDR. HDR, it's like, here's a question. A lot of people have been asking me, what do I think? Do I think HDR is going to win? There's two standards right now. There's HDR and Dolby Vision. Now, HDR, it's available on a lot of things. It's available on a lot of TVs. It's available on a lot of formats. Dolby Vision, it's limited to a couple of studios like Warner Brothers, Universal. Right now, they have adopted that. Is Dolby Vision great? It gives you that cinematic feel to it. So, yeah, it's great. But the problem is, can both of these formats coexist? I think both of these formats will be able to coexist. But looks great. I mean, this game looks great on this TV, and it's not even HDR, obviously. And it doesn't look that bad. It's not that bad, honestly. But the lag, you know, the lag on LG. Seriously, LG, like what the F, man? How could you screw up so badly with this lag? I mean, come on. And here's my another thing that I'm kind of worried about OLED. You know, I'm really thinking about getting the OLED, and I even spoke to Hard 8 about that. You know, he wants to get an OLED too, but it has to be by his standards, and I know what he means. Like, what he means by that is it has to have that low latency. It's got to have a good contrast ratio. It's got to have good nits and wide color gamut and all that other stuff. I don't want to go into too much of a technical jogger. But right now, at the moment, OLED has that great screen. Okay, it looks great. When you look at it, it looks fantastic. But here's the problem, man. That input lag, it's a killer on OLED, man. I went to the Best Buy today, and I hooked up Call of Duty to play it. It looks fantastic, man. It looks unbelievable. I mean, OLED makes that game look fucking unbelievable. But the problem is, man, the input lag is just unbearable on that OLED screen. And here's another worry I have about the OLED. Remember what happened with plasma screens? You know how plasma screens, they would burn out after a year or two, or even 2.5 years, the plasma would burn out. And I'm afraid the same thing might happen with the OLED. You know, the OLED's diodes, organic light emitting diodes might burn out or just die. And that's a worry. You know, you're spending so much money on that screen, but then is this going to be something that's going to last you a long time or a short time? You know what I mean? So I have that worry about OLED. I'm really a bit worried about that. You know, I do want to get it, and you know me, guys. I like to take risks. Here, let me focus my camera here. I like to take risks, and I like to, you know, be unpredictable. But I do worry about it a little bit. Where are we in Santa Monica Beach? What is this? So yeah, man, I'm worried about that. You know, that's the one thing that's kind of like, OLED. Here's the deal, man. I'm gonna wait till January. I need to see the CES Vegas and what Samsung's gonna bring to the table. You know, I'll tell you what. If I don't get the OLED next year, which I really want to get the OLED just to experience it, I'll probably go with the Z series, man. With the Sony Z series. But I really want to try out that OLED, man. I want to take that chance. I don't give a shit. At least for at least for a month so I can try it out. You know what I mean? Alright guys, so that's a quick video for Grand Theft Auto.